Alright guys, welcome back to the Motorcycle Garage for another fun-filled episode of the cheap piece of shit build that I'm working on with the XS750. So, had a fairly productive time off, trying to get one last video in before I go away again in the middle of the week. So, yeah, thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of what's going on. So, it's been fairly productive. I've managed to get a battery and battery box all sorted. That was at the tail end of the last video. I've managed to get side panels made that need some trimming and fitment, and yeah, it's been productive enough. It's been quite hard, quite a busy time off, so it's been quite hard to get some decent time in the garage, but I've got one last day today where we can get a clear run at it. So thinking, shut up out there. Oh, the other thing I got the engine sent away for reboring, so that should hopefully be back with me in a couple of weeks' time. So, project's moving nicely. My intent for this time off was to just get all the fabrication done, and yeah, be in a place where when I come back next time, that I can get everything, start working on pulling it together and getting a dry build done on the bike, engine back together, and make sure all the pistons and everything fit. So. It's been alright. First things first, I want to try and get to a stage where if I can't touch the bike for a few months, then I'm in a good place. Potentially bought a house and could be moving in the next month, so all of this around me needs to get sorted out, which is rather stressful. Partly built bikes, finding room for these things. There's no garage at the new place yet, so that's kind of needing a bit of work. But if I can get to a place where I'm happy with the progress on one bike, this one here I'm pretty happy I can just leave that as is and move it to the next place and figure out what to do with it in a bit more time. But I want to still kind of forge on with these projects anyway. So so the plan today is I need to weld this in place. I'm going to take this battery out because it weighs a fucking ton. I need to weld this in place, not this. So and I also need to weld a little tab on, and I also need to take the engine out of the bike and put the engine on my workbench ready for next time I come back. So that engine, that engine is only a lower end, but I also can't be arsed hoofing it from the shed into here. So I'm gonna go get the bike, bring it round, and yeah, we'll start looking at how to weld stuff in. I think I've identified maybe a slight issue with this, but I'll talk about that in more detail. So let's go get the bike with Rufus's help. Oi. Yeah, never mind. I'm not looking forward to doing this. Alright, time to weldy weld. Damn it. Hello. Alright, this has turned into be a bit of a nightmare. I think anyone that saw the last video knew that iteration 1 didn't work. And then when trying to weld the 1.6mm steel, that didn't work either. So I ended up making a new one out of 2mm steel, which fits lovely, fits the battery lovely, as you saw at the start of the video. However, I think I might have a slight issue. Ever so slight, but this was planned to go in here. I'll get some close-ups afterwards, but planned to go in here, sit nicely, kind of flush with the top of the frame rail. However, due to the width of the biggest goddamn battery on earth, and the taper of the frame at this point, it means it's quite difficult / impossible to get the battery in without deforming the frame or cutting the battery. So that was my bad. I thought it would work. The main solution to try and figure that out and get the battery fitting nicely while still having an electrics tray, whilst not redesigning the whole goddamn thing again, is to drop it down lower. So I can drop it down to below the frame rail. It just means I'm running out of places to tack this to the frame, especially because I've cut some of the metal off on these bits here. So that's partly why I want it in here, so I can, well actually I might take it out. No, that's okay, it's pretty tidy. I'm going to get some of this paint off. But yeah, that's quite annoying. So my plan today is just to figure out where this can be so that I can get this battery in. One alternative, I guess, is to potentially cut more of a slit in this bit here, which then means the battery comes in lower down, gets further into the box before it flips up. All of this because I cheaped out and didn't want to buy a lithium battery, so yeah, I'll let you know what solution I come up with. Alright, I think I have a solution. So I'll be able to, there's like a minimum point here where the battery will be able to slide in. So it means I might have a tiny little gap between the top of the battery box and here. I'm going to line it up with this point here, just shy of here, so I've got some areas to tack to, and I'm going to have to run a little strap out of 2mm steel across this section, or wherever this brings us parallel. It's round about in line with the end of those welds. So I'll run a little thing that matches the profile, and then I'll just drill holes in here and I'll plug weld that in. And then that should hopefully, but before I do all that, I think I'll tack this in, no, tack this in, and then we'll try and see if the battery fits, and then we'll commit to welding the whole lot in. And whilst we're welding, there's a little bit here that needs to go in as well, which I'll probably do whilst the bike's in situ. So I need to cut a little bit of steel here that will allow my seat mount, quick release seat mechanism, which I think I showed in one of the previous videos. So, but we'll have a look at it again. So, yeah, let's go and cut some steel. And here's some heavy metal for everyone that likes it. Sorry for people that don't. These are fucking shite. I think I may have to shit can this idea. Because there's no way enough room. Annoyingly, the battery goes in nice. Oh, why is this so fucking annoying? Why is the battery so goddamn big? The other alternative was to mount the battery this way and like poke it in, but I need some lunch, some thinking time. Yay! Straightforward build isn't going very straightforward. Right, I've just had a bit of time away thinking about this. This isn't going to work, annoyingly. Poor planning on my behalf, probably. Well, yes, it's definitely poor planning on my behalf, but frustratingly I thought that we were gonna get a win there. So, when I was originally making this, I'm cognizant my battery's running out, but I want to get this segment done. When I was originally making this, I thought, as soon as the battery arrived, I thought about mounting it vertically here, with a little, like just off the back here, mounting it vertical, so it would sit in the centre, be far enough away from the wheel. But for some reason, I decided to go the other way. I don't know, that decision at the time. This is evidently the wrong decision. So, I think what I'm going to try and do is reuse this, cut this off from here, and try and weld it down to here. I think, probably. Let's see, I don't know. We might get lucky, we might not. Feeling that, I need this battery box. That means I can then mount this back up higher again. I can mount this so it's almost hidden, which is fine. Well, not hidden, but a bit higher up. And the battery will sit here, so I need to be sure if that's high enough up the way that I can get the battery in, because that would be the next bucking issue. So I'll show you. I actually had plans. I had plans to get things CNC cut. I had planned to get like a nice battery box style, but the battery, it is huge. I mean, that's not. I should be able to design around it. It's just a thing that I need to do, but it is frustrating. So I think I'm probably going to cut that off. If I can reuse that battery, that's fine, I'll reuse that. If not, fuck knows, I don't know. See how this video progresses. I'm going to go eat before I lose my shit. I know everyone wants to see that, but not yet. See you in a bit. Hello. Okay, we've had a bit of a regroup. This is good actually. So, this isn't going to work at all. But I want to use some of the hard work that I've done so far. So, what I think I will do, actually, idea. I think I would quite like to use this. I'm unsure whether I can use it all yet or not. I also need to do some work to allow this to be mounted higher up again. But what I think I'll do is I'll just cut down here on all sides. That really robust welding that I did, which was probably overkill, but it's really annoying. I'm kind of frustrated by this, but also, again, I feel I should show it because it might be something someone equally as retarded as me might also do. So we'll cut this down the welds, try and free this off, try and leave this intact. I think, I'm not entirely sure, the way this is just now is probably too big, unless when I take this off, I'll just put a small section across the front, or because I really want to use these, because this thing works quite well. So, but I think the first protocol is cut this off and then see what I'm working with, because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, let's try that first. Hence, sex offender glasses and ear defenders. Let's do this. This is gassy. right. So, let's see, moment of truth. That's fine. Wee bit ratty underneath. Don't care. Not making it again. Right. Fuck. Ah. Maybe. We might get away with this. It's tight. It's real tight. I think what I could maybe do, if I just put a small, if I can get a small bit across here, that's all it really needs to keep it in. Then I'll still see if I can mount it like that, still use this to keep it in, and then I think, yeah, that'll work, there's enough room. And then I think I'll need to figure out some way to mount this to the round bit. So I'm thinking like a bit that comes out two sides that goes around that round bit in the middle. That I'll have to cut out. We can do this. We got this. Well then, I think that maybe decides it. I think this is okay, this idea. I think what I'll do is I'll make my battery box removable from the top. I won't weld it in. I'll just put mountings in place to allow it to be secured with nuts and bolts, because I don't think I can get this thing out again easily. It slips in, but there's not enough room really around the top, because that's going to have that thingy there. I think what I'll do is, I was hoping I could load it from the front in this way, but I don't think that's going to be the case, which is fine. Well, what it means though, I have to kind of pick up place it. Right, let me just get a... Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna make this removable, and I will, which is fine, it's no biggie, and then I will put some feet on the bottom of this thing. So back to the chopping board. Way. It's going to be quite tough to get in there just now. I think I'll maybe wait till the frame's off, so I'll finish welding this at the moment. These little bits on the bottom, I'll finish them, and then I'll move these up to here, and then put a bit on the back of my battery box, so then this can be just brought in and out. I don't really think there's a way I can make that removable, really. I think that's going to have to be welded in. Possibly. At least there's an opportunity to. I'm not going to go ahead and do it right now, so if someone sees something on this video, feel free to let me know. Any other better ideas of doing that, that'd be fine, but in the meantime I'm going to get that sorted, get that all welded up. Right. This looks alright. So what I'm thinking for this is, there's a little indent there. I'll just put a plate the similar width to this thing on the back, so it'll just sit in here, and then I'll move this thing up to here. What a hassle. Progress, yay! Yes, this blade badly needs a clean, as always happens. Artist at work. Fuck off at work, more like. So, that's actually alright. I'll thingy the rest of it, weld it up. Actually it's sitting nicely in here, but I'll still need to put a bar in. However, it's now hosing down, and to be honest, it's getting on a bit, so I need to go and make dinner and chill out with my girlfriend. So I think what we'll do here is leave this video kind of productive. At least I've got a battery box sorted now. At least I've got something for my electrics tray to sit nicely now. So what's the time? Yeah, I need to get on and do some other stuff in the house non-related to motorbikes. So I'll catch you in 3 weeks. Hopefully by that time I'll either have a different house, I'll be back from offshore, and I'll hopefully get the engine back from the engine builders, all bored out, ready to rebuild the cylinder head. Didn't get as much done today as I would have liked. A few issues with having to completely redesign that battery box mounting position, which was a bit of a pain in the hole, but win some you lose some. Onwards. So if you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, comment, all that other fun stuff. But until then, take it easy guys, see you next time.